the Osgood-Scrum model of communication in a nutshell. Have you heard of this model of communication, or any model of communication for that matter? The most likely answer is you have not. Communicating is done in a day-to-day life in so many mundane ways that we don't often get to think of the complexity of it. In this video, we will be tackling the model of communication made by Osgood and Scrum. The words may seem pretty complex, but trust me, they're easy to understand. First of all, we have the message, which is what a person is trying to communicate. For example, you want to text a friend, "Hey, wanna eat out later?" Inviting them to lunch is the message you want to tell them. Second is the encoder. The encoder is the person who sends the message and where the message originates from. Using the previous example, since you are the one who sent the message, you are the one who is entitled to be the encoder. The decoder is the person who receives the message. In this example, your friend is the person who received the message as the message was addressed to him. He is the decoder. When your friend replies back, that's when you become the decoder. Lastly, we have the interpreter. The interpreter is the one who tries to analyze and understand the message. You may be wondering, why are there 3 roles when there are only 2 people talking? Well, these roles are not so much as roles as they are processes. In the example earlier, you are the encoder who sent the text message and your friend is the decoder who received the text message. After this, he must analyze the text message. What does eat out mean? What is later? This is the role of the interpreter. There are a lot of advantages to this communication model. 1. It is dynamic, or it shows how a situation can change. 2. It shows why redundancy is an essential part of communication. 3. It shows that a sender and receiver can be the same person. 4. It shows that a communication is circular in nature. And lastly, it shows that the feedback is very important in communicating. However, it has some disadvantages too. It does not have the concept of semantic noise. Semantic noise is what happens when the sender and the receiver have different meanings for the same message. For example, your friend could interpret the message as you asking them out on a date. And for clarification, your friend responds with, "Haha, what do you mean?" The second disadvantage is that the model of communication assumes that the moment of encoding and decoding does not happen simultaneously, which is often not the case with the face-to-face discourse. People can talk at the same time or over each other, and misunderstandings can still be made, which is not illustrated in this model. Overall, the Osgood-Scrum model is a good model that illustrates feedback, a concept that is left out in some earlier models of communication. It could, however, as with all things, use some fine-tuning. That is all for our report. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Group 4.